Sanibonani, Dumelang, and welcome to Her Story right here on Fut-Afrique channel. This is the podcast that talks all things women in sports, and we are here to celebrate and highlight the stars of tomorrow, as well as the ones that are really placing us on the map in today. I am so excited to be introducing the guest that we have today. We are all about uplifting the development space, but this person is an international. Our second development player is joining us today, Miss Taylor, let me get the surname right, Taylor Berkovic.
Yes, ma'am.
How's that?
That's good.
Oh, I love it, love it, love it. How are you?
I'm well, thanks, and yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for
Very
having
booked
me.
and busy, and finally you are here with us. Tay, this podcast is for us to basically profile a lot of players, right? We talk about a lot of media training, we talk about brand visibility for players and that kind of thing, but we don't have the platforms where players can actually come and talk about their stories and all of that. So first things first, let's introduce the world to who Taylor is. Where did you grow up? Who is mom and dad? And how did it all start?
Well, I grew up actually here in Johannesburg. Mom and dad, mom is Chantal, dad is Marin. My dad actually taught me when I was younger, helped me develop football before I joined JVW. Mom's always been by my side, my support, my number one support, let me say.
Hi,
Thank
mom.
you, Mom.
Hi, dad. Yeah.
I have a sister, and I currently now have a stepdad. And it's all going well, you know.
Very supportive structure that you have.
Extremely.
Tay, there's a picture of yours that's making rounds. You were 6.
Yes.
And you were standing to Coach Janine van Wyk.
I was
I
indeed.
feel like goosebumps. She's your current coach at the moment. And you get to look at that picture and be like, you've been my hero for all my life. And today I get to play with you. So tell us, when did it start? Did you start kicking the ball at the age of 6 or before that?
Way before that, actually. I was about 3, 4. It's a funny story, actually. When I was younger, I just had a feel for sports. Outside, I was never inside. And then 3 or 4, I went and played in a Tigers tournament in Lenasia for my uncle's team. He needed an extra player, you know?
Yeah.
And I joined. Being the only girl, I was a bit nervous because, you know, playing with the boys, it's like scary.
Yes.
Ended up playing actually like 12 or so games here and there, up and down, and then I just fell in love with the game.
Oh my goodness.
Went on from there at about 5.
Yeah.
I joined Black Aces, there at the Greek Sporting Club, played for them.
Don't say it quick enough. Guys, she is actually talking about the Mpumalanga Black Aces that we all know. She's just saying it like so casually. And she was the only girl in that team.
I was indeed, yes.
At that age.
I was, and I played actually alongside Duane Bennett, who's now moved to Orlando Pirates, Alex Marinero, who's now abroad, and actually our young and upcoming star, Chandra Campbell. I played alongside him as well. So
That is
From
crazy.
young.
I said goosebumps and I still have these goosebumps. Like, I feel like football is in your DNA. And I mean, at the age of 3, to already be kicking a ball and feel like you're interested, I don't even know or remember anything that happened when I was 3. But you knew this is something I want to do.
It was, yes.
So now let's fast forward. You joined now JVW, which was a structure that also allowed you to start playing with girls.
Yes.
And you're still currently with them.
I am
Tell us,
indeed.
how has that paved the way for you in terms of the growth for your footballing career, especially transitioning from playing with guys and playing with girls? Because I know when you started with the girls, they couldn't catch you. Because we know players that start playing with boys first.
quick.
Yeah, very quick. Tell us about that.
So when I joined JVW first, I was actually 10 years old. I had played a bit before in the indoor tournaments that they played in. And then I played for them and found out that 2 months later, we were actually heading to the Dana Cup in Denmark.
Yeah.
I was 10. Now I had to trial with an under-16 team. I was nervous, I was the new kid, I was scared. And as small as I was, compared to these girls who were like giants to me, I was like, you know what? Despite my height, I can do this. And ever since I was younger, from way back when I played with the boys, everyone always undermined me because I was small. They were like, no, you're a winger, you're a striker.
Dynamite comes in small packages.
Exactly, and then I said I'm a defender. I put my body on the line. I enjoy it so much. And from there, I got selected. I ended up playing in the Dana Cup, 1 or 2 games. and then progressed from there on. And now being in and out of the first team, you know, it's really tough. People actually don't speak about how mentally tough it is. Yes, physically wise, it's tough, but mentally I think it tops the bar for me personally.
Yeah.
And being in and out of the first team, then finally having made my spot last year.
Yeah.
It shows me that I belong there, I deserve there. I've worked so hard coming from nothing to where I am today.
And we'll talk about that debut girl that you made, because we were like, who is that? It was absolutely amazing. And I love how you talk about, you know, the transition from, you know, a junior level to a senior level and what it does for you mentally and all of that. And I want to go back to just talking about 11 years old, playing with the under 16, your first international debut. Taylor, that is crazy. I don't think you actually understand the magnitude of that. But I think you've put in so much work and you've remained consistent. And that's why we see you doing so well. And I mean, that's why the coach is like, I think we can actually bring her into the first team, you know, because like you said, you are a risk taker there on the field, hey? We just look at you like, this one defender with that tiny body, but you make it work. Now let's move into the senior space. How has it been? How have you basically found the balance, you know, from transitioning from a development space, which I don't think requires a lot of, you know, mental commitment as the first team would? What is some of the, maybe the advice that you give to somebody in terms of what challenges you faced and how you've navigated around the transition?
So moving up into the first team, I knew it was going to be tough. It wasn't going to be easy. There's a lot on the line. You're not just now playing for the fun of it, you're actually playing to progress. And I came in, I was nervous. The confidence I had in Sasa was completely different to what I have now in the first team.
You're with the big fishes now.
Exactly. I was with Banyana players, international, everyone. And I started off shaky, I was nervous, my confidence was down, in my shell, hiding. And then I actually, when I was playing alongside Noma and Erwin and Erin and all of them, and alongside Janine, actually, a matter of fact, I realized age is just a number in football. It's just a number. I belong there. The coach sees something in me. I deserve to be there. And that's when I was like, okay, come Taylor, you got to do this now. I've got my confidence. I ended up taking on players, no matter who they were, big or small. I didn't let my size determine how I played, who I played, when I played. And I just continued growing in and out of football, away from training, doing my exercises, extra training, you know, just to get better. Because football, you're learning every day.
Yeah, true.
And when I was coming now into the first team, having my debut, securing my spot, there was a lot, especially having played a big team as my first game.
No pressure.
The night before, funny enough, I had a horrible training session because I feel like I didn't know what I was doing, learning a new position, well, the position I played, but more advanced. I went home, I cried to my mom, and she's like, you know what, you got this, you're fine. Stop overcomplicating it. As youngsters, we overthink, we overcomplicate, we don't keep it simple because we just want to make it work. Now, having played a full season, I've learned that take a step back. If you need to pass to your goalkeeper, pass to your goalkeeper. If you need to put your foot on the ball and wait for everyone to be in their position, it's okay. Reset. And, you know, I couldn't have asked for a better team to help me grow to where I am today.
If you become a coach in the future, I'm definitely playing for that team because I'm listening to you, I'm like, go on. And now let's maybe move, you know, ahead. Let's talk about the national team space, you know. You've made your spaces into the under 17 and the under 20. What is that like? Because I feel like the weight gets heavier and heavier. Now I'm no longer just representing my family, JVW, in the league. I'm representing the country. There's so much pressure there. How is that like? And maybe that call-up, you know, it's always exciting. You know, that first call-up to say national team, you're like, I've just arrived.
So I actually got a call-up when I was 14 to the under 17 side.
You and these, do you understand what I'm saying? You always get these call-ups at a young age and you play, Taylor, go on.
So I got the call-up at a young age. I knew as well it was going to be tough. I mean, I'm representing my country. There's stakes on the line. It was for the under-17 World Cup, apologies. And
which
we
are
had
currently
to win.
happening now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, then COVID happened, so
Yes.
we couldn't go forward with that. But going into it, I was excited. You know, I get to play with different people from different areas, different backgrounds and cultures, different teams, you know, Sasol, Easterns, all of the above.
Yeah.
And when I got there, I was so excited. But what people don't tell you, and I'm going to be brutally honest, because I feel like
honesty.
we don't come across this section quite as often, because we don't want to be seen as weak women.
Yes.
But your mental strength that goes into it is beyond anyone can explain. You're away from home for however many weeks or months. You're playing big teams who are just on the same level as you, new people. Everything around you is just a new atmosphere.
Even the technical staff.
Exactly, you know? Coaches, physios, all of it.
Yeah.
And when I was 14, I knew that I wasn't ready just yet. You know, physically maybe, mentally not yet. You know, you're still young, you're trying to find your feet. But I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot anyway, why not?
Nothing to lose.
Exactly, and then I got called up again, I carried on playing, despite all the challenges that came my way. Like every obstacle just came bashing on me, and I had to make sure I didn't get hit by one of them, you know? And so I made my way up, I got to the under-20, I watched my team qualify, and it's amazing. Yes, I might not have my first cap yet, but I've got that experience behind me to say, I've experienced it. When I do get called up to Banyana, I know what to expect. I know it's gonna be tough. It's gonna take a lot of work, time away from home. It's going to be tough, but overall, it's the football. Like, it's a football game. We love it, so we gotta do it, you know?
Tay, who's in your space? You speak like a player who, I don't even understand some of the things that you're saying. I'm just like, you're only 20. Because having to say something like, when I was at the age of 14 and I got this call up, I knew mentally I wasn't ready. It takes a skilled player to understand what that means. And even taking on the challenge is to understand. And you're still composed. You're like, even if I haven't reached, you know, my national cap, you know, you're still calm and you still understand that your time will come. What advice can you give to a young player who's even younger than you? Because let me tell you something about this age group, you know? We always want that call up, and we always want to be in the starting 11 or the selected traveling team, and we want it today and we want it now. And we feel like if it's not coming now, that means I'm not good enough. And it's not usually the case. So what advice can you give to somebody just to maintain that composure and, you know, be patient and trust the process?
So this is now taking it back to JVW, where I first learned it. I had Mpumi on my side, Gabby on my side, Robin, Jay, Janine van Wyk.
Yes.
All of the experienced players next to me. And when I went through a stage where I was like, okay, I'm not good enough, I'm not playing, I'm sitting bench. You know, yes, it's my first time in here, but 5 minutes, going through all of those thoughts in my head, and then them coming to me and saying, Taylor, your time will come. Learn. Take the time out now while you're sitting here, learn your position, learn the players in your position, see how you can do the same or better. And having them at training tell me, okay, don't rush, turn around, play back, you know? Everything will come in its own timing.
True.
And that's what us younger players, especially myself when I was younger, I'm guilty of. We all want it now. We all want it today. We all want it when our friends go, when, you know,
that's another
and
thing.
it's tough.
Yeah.
But your time will come. Hence my in and out of the first team. You know, my time wasn't there yet. It wasn't ready. And then last year, it was ready. You know, and for the younger players that are upcoming and do get called up into the national squad and do get dropped, not making the final selection, it's okay. You'll go back. You'll be stronger because now you know what they expect of you. So you just got to keep working hard, keep pushing, put in that extra work. You can't expect to be great without work in the back, you know?
Ooh, in poetry, this is what they do. When somebody hits us with that punchline, we're clicking our fingers. That's absolutely amazing. You spoke about that patience and, you know, dedication. so perfectly well. And I'm loving the fact that you are the one that relayed that message. You know, you've been there, you've experienced it, and probably currently are still experiencing it. Let's move on to some of the highlights and achievements that we've done. We've seen you at Pirates Cup, we've seen you lift the trophy, we've seen you, winning individual awards. Let's talk about some of your highlights that you've won, and ones that really meant so much to you because you've been working hard and you're just like, finally, this is what I've been working hard for.
So the first time Engine Cup ever happened for the women's side, our team had entered. And yes, we may not have won. We came second place, but I had won defending player of that tournament.
Yeah.
And that's actually where I got scouted for the under-20.
Oh.
That day, I got told I need to come into camp the next day.
Ooh.
So having to transition, it was tough, but I was just so excited, something new, adventurous. Then again, at Pirates Cup, winning Pirates Cup, first time, winning it, and getting defending player of the tournament.
Yeah.
It's amazing, you know?
Absolutely. I also wanted to touch that check, but I was too far.
I was waiting. And then we played the Hollywood Bets Women's Challenge against strong teams. Sundowns again, UJ again. And people always are like, these are the tough teams. We must be scared. They're the same as us. You got to think of it like that.
And they're probably thinking the same about you.
Exactly. You got to think of it like that. Then went on and played that. We won it. Got defending player again. And that's where I met our very famous now Vino Snap, who actually saw me. And
Vino Snap. I was thinking about but for it, cellular, because you also
cellular.
profiles. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
I've been on him once or twice.
Yeah,
for Engine Cup. Yeah. Also amazing.
Yeah.
It's lovely to see people come to these tournaments and scout the women as well.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then going on to the Dana Cup. Yes, we didn't win it, but we got that experience from overseas. Playing the Norwegian teams and the Danish teams. Getting that feel of, if we had to go abroad, this is what they expect of us.
Yeah.
Then again, playing in the schools league from 2018 to 2022, my team had won every year the JVW schools league, going off to playoffs, winning that as well.
Oh my God.
I got in grade 8 young aspiring player. I worked so hard to get it because nothing comes easy. You got to work for what you want. Got that, and then within my club, I had won Defending Player of the Year, Players Player of the Year, and in all honesty, yes, I got these trophies and these achievements, but what people don't realize nowadays, you can have a wall full of trophies or a wall with one trophy on it. That hard work and dedication you put in will one day show. It will one day show, and you will then have your wall of fame.
True.
Just trust your timing,
I love that. Your CV looks amazing. I mean, I'm hearing all these trophies and all these awards. That's absolutely amazing. Tay, let's fast forward. Are we going overseas anytime soon? Is that a prospect in your career to also, hey, me, I want to buy a Chelsea jersey or Liverpool jersey, and then get you to sign it? Do you have any prospects to go overseas?
I do indeed, yes. I would love to go overseas, play abroad, wherever the wave takes me, I would love the UK or the US to get that experience. But whatever opportunity comes my way, I'm not going to put it down. And when that opportunity does come, I'm going to grab it with both hands. But for now, we played the season. I was currently injured. I'm getting back into the season. I need to be back to my fit self I was, playing the games I do, and then I'll be there.
I love it so much. Outside of football, where do we see ourselves in the next 3 to 5 years, like I said, coaching, I'll be in that team. We don't know if that's something in the pipeline, maybe physio, maybe analyst. Where's Taylor going outside of football?
I would love to be a coach, especially for younger girls, because I can relate to them and help them become the best version of that they would like to be. I would like to say that I am working currently now, but in the next 5 or so years, I would like to be a qualified sports physiotherapist.
Ooh, you heard that? That's a couple of years of studying.
It is.
So when we call you back again, we'll be talking about how to balance when you're in school and you're defending and you're winning awards and all those kind of things. Taylor, thank you so much for coming and honoring this invite, giving such insight about your life. I'm not done. I don't think we are done. I feel like we need to have a round 2. I'll speak to our producers just so you can come back again, because I feel like there's so much that you still want to give. But we are super proud of you. I think you are really setting the bar so high, especially for the age group that you are in. You know, there's a lot of spaces and pockets that are missing motivation and all of that. But I think when we profile players like you who come and tell their story, it's motivating that 12-year-old girl, you know, that 10-year-old girl who says, well, she started kicking the ball when she was 3. And if you advance and you upgrade and you go overseas, you know, you become somebody's mentor. And, you know, what Janine is to you, you become that to somebody else.
Any day.
We wish you all the best. You're doing phenomenally well in the first team. And I think, you know, having a coach like Janine who's, you know, being your mentor, has played next to you and now gets to coach you, I know that you're just going to create magic. We want to see you in those national team spaces, and we want to see you signing that contract for sponsorship. You know, it's coming. But thank you so much, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you for having me, and we'll see you soon, definitely.
Definitely see you soon. So that was a very fruitful conversation between myself and Taylor, who's going to be signing my autograph just now. And be sure to catch us every single week when we are talking about women in football, women in sports. We are celebrating our queens and our future stars. Engage with us on all our social media platforms, and do tell us who you want us to be interviewing in the next episode. My name is Jessica Mushabatu, also known to you as Aunty Diski. I will see you next time.